Welcome back. Today, we have a special guest here with us to talk about the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan. We introduce to you Rebecca Ellis. Hello, I really am glad to be here today. When I was younger, my grandmother used to work for the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan facilities. Anyways, what was the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan? Well, it was a huge military aircrew training program that was created by Canada, Britain, Australia, and New Zealand during the Second World War. These were the years 1939 to 1945. This program was also referred to as the Plan, or the BCATP. The purpose of this idea was to air train personnel that were going to serve in the Second World War. You might be thinking, how did Canada even play a part in this? Amazingly, the BCATP was located right here in Canada. Canada was the home of the major aircrew training program and trained Commonwealth country aviators. During the years of 1939 to 1945, about 151 schools were established across Canada, training both men and women. These individuals and aviators trained and worked for the BCATP facilities. Did you know that the BCATP trained people from all over the world? The trainees included 2,000 French, 900 Czechoslovakians, 680 Norwegians, 450 Poles, Belgians, and the Dutch. Moving on, the BCATP had produced and graduated more than 1,300,000 crewmen and women. These crew members trained to be either pilots, wireless operators, air gunners, navigators, or flight engineers. These crew members were there to fight for the air forces of Britain, Australia, New Zealand, and obviously Canada, obeying the deal signed in 1939 that Canada would train aircrew for service overseas. The country was split into 4 training forces, which were located in Calgary, Alberta, and Regina, Saskatchewan. Wondering why the schools and the training programs were located in these provinces and not the others? Well, these areas were great places to train. Canada was a great country itself, but more specifically, Alberta and Saskatchewan had plenty of wide open space, clear weather, and good flying conditions. These features were ideal for large-scale flying training. Other than that, Canada was a great place to have the training programs because it was known to be isolated from the other countries and was far away from the actual war itself. This meant that it had a very little risk of being attacked by the enemy countries. I forgot to mention that the BCATP impacted Canada's economy in many ways. Canada had a larger capacity to manufacture aircraft than any other countries involved. This was a benefit to Canada because Canada then had easy access to the US market for aircraft parts. You might have heard that the BCATP benefited the Canadian economy. Well, it certainly did. The Second World War was shortly after the Great Depression. This meant that by the time the Second World War started, most Canadian citizens were unemployed, hungry, and homeless. So, as the BCATP came along, it brought jobs for civilians along with it. This helped the economy heal after the Great Depression. However, Canada's share of the project was over $1 billion. This is more than half of the cost of the entire project. Well, anyways, the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan helped me realize how much my grandmother, her friends, and the other air crew members helped contribute to the Second World War. Even though this is a topic that is not greatly spoken of, it is very important and we should give it some recognition. After hearing many incredible Air Force stories and many years of hard work, I am now a pilot myself. Thank you for having me tonight. I really did have a good time. Thank you for joining our show tonight, Rebecca. It was nice hearing about your thoughts on the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan. Well, that's it for tonight, folks. Tune in at 6 tomorrow to see tomorrow's show.